All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the video. My name is Rob, the friendly neighborhood web guy, and today we're going to go through Go High Level. I'm going to do a little walkthrough for you. All right, we're going to go through everything. So, before we get started, if you haven't started with Go High Level, I have an affiliate link, which would be great for me if you used, but also if you do use it, you can reach out to me, phone call or text, and ask me any questions you want about Go High Level anytime. So, as long as you're my affiliate, you get that. This link is in the description. So, if you haven't started with Go High Level yet, go ahead and grab that link and get started with that. That would really help me out, and then I can really help you out by doing that with Go High Level. So, anyways, so you just signed up with my affiliate, right? Now we're going to start your account. You can come in here, you can go to account snapshots, right? And then you can just pick out a snapshot. So if you don't know what a snapshot is, it's a pre-configuration of an account. We haven't gotten into what an account even looks like yet, but we will, and some of you probably already know what an account looks like anyways. But just to touch on the subject of snapshots is they're pre-configured accounts for different types of businesses, obviously, like accounting firm, affiliate marketing agency, auto dealers. Like I've got a bunch of stuff in here, a bunch of different industries. So you can come in and pick, say, okay, I'm going to create a sub account here. And then you can either just find it or you can add it manually, and add all this stuff in here. I'm not going to do this right now. I have another test account I already created, which we're going to use. Okay. And so we're just going to walk through this a little bit. So this is Go High Level, right? This is the dashboard. This is where you're going to come initially when you log in for the first time, right? And you're going to have a few recommended things they want you to do when you get set up. So my recommendation is that you do these things. Definitely Google Business. I always recommend doing that. Facebook, I always recommend doing that. We're definitely going to do this. Well, I always do this. So this is setting up a chat bot on your website, right? Definitely want to set up Stripe, WhatsApp. It depends on your business. I don't always set this up. Always set up Stripe. Well, if this is what you're going to do your payment processing with. And then you can add some team members here. And so you can quickly just go ahead and add the people you want to be able to access this account, right? In a comma separated list, right? And so that's just this first general thing. And I like to knock a couple of these things off. Those are the ones I like to knock off is the Google, Facebook. Really to start is Google, Facebook, Stripe, if you're using Stripe, and then adding the people. And then I like to come in here and go to settings. And then you just come in here and kind of go through a lot of these. And like your business profile, you're going to want to come through and do all this. Physical business address, business information. This is a test account, obviously, so I don't have anything for any of these. This is your API key. So you're going to click this and it's going to generate an API key for you. And then we're not going to talk about the API a ton right now because it's a little technical, and some of you might not be there. So, but you're going to want to have that set up anyways. But yeah, so you're like I said, just come in here, get the business profile set up, and then you can move on to billing. So you're going to want to do this. It depends. It depends who. It depends if you're using a sub account of somebody else or not. So you might not need to do this. Basically, if you need to do this, there will be somebody telling you to do this, a human being who owns an agency telling you they want you to put your credit card information in here. So if that's not happening, you just probably don't need to do it. Like I don't have one for my sub account for my agency in here because my credit card's in the agency settings, right? So I don't need to put it here. Staff, you're going to want to come in here, add all your users, add all your people that you want to have access to your accounts. You can set up their email signatures, their roles and their permissions, so like what they're even allowed to do in here. And you can really kind of tailor this a lot per person, right? It's freaking out a little bit here. Yeah, and so there's a few things you're definitely going to want to do though when you're getting set up. Like email service is one of them. So like I have an agency account and it's the way I set it up is so all my sub accounts have this as their emails, like where their emails are coming from is this. Um, but you're going to want to come in here. It's go high level for you probably or something else. Um, you're going to want to get a dedicated domain set up in here. So go into your email services and get this set up because you're going to want it to say like, I don't know, updates at your salon.com or whatever, like whatever is your URL. So it's some subdomain dot yoururl.com. That's what you want. That's where you want your emails to be coming from, right? And so that's an important one to get set up. You can look at this stuff, but it's just like analytics and like some other configuration stuff that's not as important as this, like getting this domain set up. Um, Phone numbers might be important for you. It's important for me is doing this. It can be kind of a process. Um, but you come in here, you go to phone numbers, you're going to click add phone number, add a phone number, and then you just kind of pick one out. You can filter it by a bunch of different stuff. Um, you know, basically, I mean, you can put like area code, right, and then say it's the first part, so you can see what all the numbers are that are available to you, right? And so you pick out your number and then you buy it, and then you're gonna have to come in here and do this trust center at some point. And this is basically there are some conditions to setting this up, like you have to have some you basically have to be informing people of what you're going to be doing with their information. Um, I'm going to do a video really getting into this and showing you guys how to do it. Oh, I'm going to do a video showing you guys exactly how to do this, but this is something you have to do basically verifying your business and, like just getting it set up because if you start abusing the rules, they're going to take away your ability to send text messages with the phone. So there are some rules and regulations around this. That's why you have to come in here and do the trust center. So you can buy the numbers without the trust center, but you can't use the numbers without the trust center. So you have to get verified, and then you can just start using your phone numbers. All right. What else should I get in here? Well, yeah. So you're gonna want to come into integrations for sure. I should have gone here before actually. But so you remember the first thing we did was go into that dashboard. So this is Google. Sign in with Google. Sign in with Facebook. If you want to do QuickBooks, if you want to do Stripe and Shopify and all these things, you can. I honestly only do like Google Calendar, Facebook, and Stripe usually. The other stuff I'm not using really that much right now. But yeah, I mean, it depends what you're using. I mean, maybe you love TikTok, so you want to be on TikTok, right? And have that connected. But yeah, connect your stuff in here the right way, and there'll be more tutorials online. Ask for more specific tutorials if you want in the comments, and I can get into some of the stuff more nitty gritty. Yeah, but so you're going to want to, like I said, the big ones are going to be the Google Calendar, Google Business Profile, which is this one right here, your Facebook and Instagram, and then some type of payments, right? And so, where is it? Yeah, so we're going to go, speaking of payments, integrations. Yeah, so there's not just Stripe. That's why I wanted to talk about that really quick because I just mentioned it. There's Stripe, PayPal, Authorize.net, NMI, Square. So there's some more stuff too. There you go. So there's a bunch of different payment methods you can use here, a bunch of different stuff. I guess we'll just stick in payments for the moment. I'll give you a quick little rundown, shrink myself up real quick. So we got invoices and estimates. Pretty self-explanatory. If you want to come in here and create, you got to have your payment gateways all set up to do this. But you want to come in here and set up a new invoice, a new recurring invoice that gets sent out every month. You can do that, or you can send out a estimate. So very similar. They look the same, but one is obviously estimated cost, where the other one is like you're charging someone for something, right? Documents and contracts. I haven't even used this a ton to tell you the truth. So feel free to check that out, but it's there. Orders, This just gives you a list of all your orders that have been placed, which are not all transactions, they're different. Um, and then you got subscriptions. So this is like a recurring bit, like payment someone's making. Um, Payment links. These are really cool. So like you can send like, let's say you have a product, you pick the product, and then you can send this link to somebody with the product in there, and then they'll just see this page and they can just buy whatever you're selling, and then that that'll show up in transactions, but it might also show up in subscriptions too. So transactions are just like what it says it is. It's all any transaction, any financial transaction happening in your sub account is going to be here. Products, again, what it says it is. Products, the actual things you're selling. Coupons, you know what a coupon is, and then it's got some more settings here, and so you're going to want to come in here and do this stuff. But yeah, integrations, we just talked about it. So we'll talk about what contacts a little bit. Just say around here. So yeah, this is where your contacts are. This is a fake one that I made up, but this is where it gets more into the CRM territory, where you can just have a lot of different people in here, and it'll like, say hello, and that would send him a text message, or I could change it to send him an email or a WhatsApp if I had that connected. You know what I mean? So, and then you can do a lot of like cool stuff here too. So you can like write down notes about people. You've got all your transactions with this contact. So you've got a bunch of different things here. I haven't even used that to its full extent either, actually. There's so much stuff in Go High Level. And I'm a Go High Level certified admin, and there's still a lot of stuff I haven't mastered in here. So, but contacts is like, to me, the coolest part of the whole thing. Just being able to come in here, um, have all your people. You can give them like different tags and stuff. So like this guy, say I want to give him a tag. So, something to identify him. I don't know. I just make one up, say fella. I don't know. It's just whatever, however you want to, because I don't know, lead, real estate, whatever, however you want to like identify people in your system. You can add. It's totally abstract. It can be whatever you want it to be. Um, and then you can also like add new fields to these. So like this user, you can add fields to these, like additional info you can add to that, general info you can add to that. So cool stuff. Like I said, you can take that contact and then you can have all your conversations here, all your unread ones, all your recent ones, all of your contacts. Um, you know, Manual actions. This is where your power dialers are going to be. We're not going to get into that a ton right now. Um, but yeah, so like that's just like the people you're dealing with, people, right? So your contacts, your conversations, and then your opportunities. You're like, what's an opportunity? So it's basically, to me, the way I look at it is like a deal, right? So it's like I have a contact, John Smith, and I'm trying to sell John Smith this house, wherever. So the house, selling the house is the opportunity. John Smith is the contact, right? And so um, now opportunities, to take that a step further, you need to create pipelines for opportunities to exist in. Do-do-do. Why is this? Oh, okay. There you go. That's less than ideal. Come on, go high level. You got to fix that, man. All right, so we're going to do Rob's pipeline. All right, and we're going to do, we're going to just say lead, I don't know, strategy session, booked, showed, no showed. We'll just leave it at that, I think. So I'm just creating this pipeline, and if you're like, dude, what is a pipeline? Um, it is like, so here it is. It's a way for you to track the stage that this opportunity, this deal is in, right? And so we've got our opportunities, we've got our pipeline. So it could be a lead. Let's say I call that lead, right? And I'd get a meeting booked. I'd put him over here. And then if he showed up, I'd put him here. And if he didn't show up, I'd put him here. So you can pick your contact, say John Smith, my guy here, John Smith's house or whatever, like I said, um, you know, I don't say $400,000. And all right, so we have our new opportunity, John Smith. So John Smith's my lead, and I get the call booked. Um, he showed up, and then he decided to buy, so I put him over in one. Or he decided not to buy, so I put him over here and lost. Or I have it booked, and he doesn't show. So yeah, so that's the gist of opportunities, I guess. It's just like I said, really the actual deals that you're tracking, not necessarily the people, but the deals that you're doing with a person. So like one contact could have multiple opportunities, right? If I mean, maybe people buy multiple houses, or if you sell something people are going to buy a bunch of, or you sell different things people are also going to buy. Um, so yeah, opportunities, that one's super important. Like I said, you can assign contacts to opportunities. Um, and then real quick, I'll just go into automations because we're there. But so if you don't know what an automation is or a workflow, it's basically some sequence of events that gets triggered by something happening. So let's say I create a contact, right? I get a new contact in my system. I want to set that up to, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to send them an email. Boom, boom. And then the other thing I wanted to show you guys really quick in here, since we're just doing opportunities, I'm going to update my opportunity. So remember that opportunity I was just telling you about that was in that pipeline? So I can come in here and I can create, if someone becomes a contact, let's say, I'm going to automatically create a new opportunity in my pipeline in the lead stage, right? So I could do that. And that's a very simple automation, but I think that's a good, everyone kind of understands wanting to get back to their leads quickly. And the nice thing about these is, this could be someone submits a form on your website, someone submits a Facebook form, like a leads form, a TikTok form, a LinkedIn form, right? So any of these happen, you immediately send them an email, create a new opportunity in your CRM, and then whatever else you want, right? I mean, this is infinite. Like you can do whatever you want here. So um, you can do a lot of really, really cool stuff. So yeah. Moving on to, I guess we'll check out marketing a little bit too. So this is where you can do some like social media stuff and some email stuff. Yeah, so like the social planner is in here. Um, So you can like, obviously like post to your Facebook, post to your LinkedIn, post to your TikTok, which is convenient. And it's nice and convenient, but I think it's pretty, I think it's pretty self-explanatory with that. Email campaigns. So these are like, you can set up campaigns separately from the automations. They're a little different. I typically like the email campaigns, but you can do the email campaigns or the workflow campaigns. Um, I don't know. Maybe I just haven't spent enough time really mastering email campaigns, but I just like the automation so much. I just use them, So I want to show you this really quick. This thing's super cool. Um, it's just kind of a small thing, but it's this like you can make a timer and you can like put this in your emails, put it on your websites and stuff. So like, let's say you have a deal that expires in a day, you get this little bit of code and then you can just put it in all your emails and on your web pages and all these places, and it's all synced up to the same clock. So like it's just a one time, and then you can just like update the time on the thing once and create new, for new products, or like duplicate this and then use the duplicate for the new products, right? So super handy, super cool. Trigger links. I mean, these are they do what they say they do. They trigger something. So it's like a good way to think about it is these automations we were just looking at. If you wanted to trigger one of these workflows or automations, this is a great tool to do that with. I mean, you can, like I said, trigger an automation with a lot of things. This is something where you might say like, um, I'm gonna have this link to some web page, and I'm gonna put that link inside of an email. Once, if I know someone clicks that link to this web page, then I want something to happen, right? And I don't want it to happen unless they click that link in this specific email, right? So that would be a good use case for trigger links. Your affiliate manager, I mean, I think that's pretty self-explanatory too. I've never actually used this, but it's here. So I'll learn more about it. Maybe I'll make an affiliate manager video too. And then brand boards, I haven't even used this. And then your new ad manager, right? So I'm learning about that too. But so it's there. So you can manage your ads with Go High Level, right? Let's touch on sites a little bit. Um, yeah, so you got your funnels right here. You got your websites here. Pretty much the same, except the funnel obviously has steps. You come in here and you want to go from home to appointment to the thank you page. You can choose from templates. This thing is, I love you Go High Level, but this is not a quality product at the moment that is providing business value. Um, sorry. Websites, like I said, very similar. It's just a website in a different layout, meant to probably do different things, right? Um, Funnels are meant to do one specific thing. A website could be more like a brochure someone can like pick up and look at. Um, but yeah, the templates, they're fine, you know. Um, uh, I just like WordPress. The reason I'm like kind of being like, well, okay, dude, I thought you liked this product. I do like this product. I like it a lot, but I like WordPress. So, you can host your WordPress sites on this. Um, if you have a sub accounts, it's an easy place for someone to be able to come look at their WordPress site. I like WordPress sites. I just think they're way more robust. They look better. Um, you can add plugins. A lot of developers know how to use them. Um, WordPress is just good, and I think it's a good addition to this. And so that's why for most of my stuff, unless it's like a boom boom simple funnel, like my funnel stuff, I'll do some of it here. I'll use ClickFunnels for a lot of my other funnel stuff because the websites just look better, right? And like with webhooks, they integrate with each other like seamlessly. So, and Zapier, like they all integrate seamlessly with webhooks. So, um, but I like to use WordPress for like my main website, right? And so you can make a blog in here too, but it's a website. It's just a website, but it's a blog format website. Um, this is new. I haven't actually dove into this. I need to check this out and get more. It's expensive, huh? Well, yeah. See, I got to learn about that. Learn about this SEO guy, client portal. Let's see. Forms. I want to show you about forms. So you can like build um, a form, like I said. So I'll just give you a quick example. It's seeing is believing, as I say. So we're going to create this quick example. So now I have this quick form. I can take this form, copy the embedded code, and put this form anywhere I want. And when I submit it, the data will go into my CRM, right? So um, this stuff has to do with, I don't remember the phone number validation I was talking about, but if you want someone's phone, you have to get them to check these boxes, um, like saying I consent to being marketed. I consent to. I mean, you have to tell them what you're going to do with their information here, and then they have to consent to you doing that. So that's like the idea. Quick footnote. This is the most important thing with registering your phone number. So remember this. If your phone number is getting denied, it's probably this or something else. If you're my affiliate, I'll help you figure out exactly what it is. Remember that. So um, that's important. So, but yeah, these are forms. So you get your forms in here, and then you can get information with those. You can take payments with those too, right? You can also do surveys, which are really the forms, but they're paged. So like you can have one have like name, phone number, email. They click next. It'll be, whatever, hobbies, blah, blah, blah. The next one will be payment, whatever you want it to be. You set it up completely. Quizzes, it's the same thing. They're just questions. We're all talking about the same thing. They're just different ways to say the same thing. surveys, quizzes, forms. You're asking people questions in a different kind of format. Chat widget, really cool. Come in here, you pick out the kind of widget you want. So you can like do emails and SMS texts. You can do live chatting, and you can do WhatsApp stuff. So um, depends on what you're looking for. You know what I mean? The all-in-one is a new one, a new option, I think. And yeah, let's check it out. So boom, you create a new chatbot. Say live chat and email. This is its initial message. Do your styles. Pick what colors you want. Do. You pick the picture you want. If you want to have this person or your logo. Where do you want them on the screen? So very customizable, very cool, right? And then you can take your chatbot. The one thing I did want to show you, you take your chatbot here. You can get the code. Boom, just like that. You can put that on any website you want, right? And then you can also, handy little trick, as I'm going to go back to my funnel here, settings, chat widget, and I can just set this chat widget up now. So now that chat widget will be on my funnel. Anytime. Good grief. Where's this link? Am I going crazy? There it is. Okay, so there's our chatbot. There's our funnel, our funnel landing page, and our chatbot inside of it, right where we wanted it. So there you go. What else should we talk about? The AI stuff. This is really cool stuff. This is brand new. They just put this here in the last couple days. But it's a new tab for some stuff they've had. So you can create like a voice AI agent, which is pretty cool. You can come in here, you can name them, give them a language, um, initial message, and then you can like set their goals and stuff, like what information you want them to get. And then where else? Maybe it's a conversation AI. But you can like tell them what you want them to be learning about. Not learning about, but like here. Let me just show you. Conversation AI. We'll do that guy for now. But yeah, the bot training. No, bot goals. Yeah, so you can create this prompt here. I mean, it's a couple prompts, I guess. But you tell it what you want it to be doing, the personality, any additional information you want it to know and care about and consider. If you want it to set up to trigger workflows, to book appointments, which is super cool, and then add contact information. So very cool stuff here in the Conversation AI tab, the AI Agents tab. So, and then reporting, I would be remiss not to talk about reporting a little bit, but you can come in here and look at your requests, your review requests for like Google and Facebook. So I could send, if I wanted to send John Smith a request, I don't have any of this stuff set up here, but I could do that. And so I could, it's not here, but because I have no data here, but you would see your requests, the different ratings you've gotten, and then you can also come in here and create this little widget, which will have all your reviews here, and then you can post this on your website and stuff too. So, which is pretty nifty. The reporting, I don't know. I don't know. I haven't liked the reporting stuff a ton, but I'm working on some extensions for Go High Level to hopefully make the reporting a little better. And then, I mean, that's it, I think, for the main stuff within here. I mean, this is my community that I made, my free digital marketing community. If you wanted to join that, you can come check it out. The link will be in the bio. And then, yeah, like I said, these are my kind of things for my white label. I put these here for mine, and you wouldn't see them. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it valuable. If you did, please like and subscribe. And if you can use my affiliate link, I would really appreciate it. And like I said, if you do, I will be happy to answer your questions anytime you have them. So my name is Rob, the Friendly Neighborhood Web Guy. I hope you have a great one. Take care.